Hey, welcome back to Lynn and Dan's Kitchen. Glad you could join us for another exciting recipe. I'm Dan.
I'm Lynn.
And today we've got an original New Orleans recipe for you. It's New Orleans style creamy red beans. And man, I can't even, my mouth is watering even thinking about how good these red beans are going to be. So stick around and we'll show you how it's done correctly. Alright, babe, it looks like we got some ingredients here. Why don't you tell us what's going on?
Okay, first of all we cut up, this is a pound of sausage, cut up any way you like it, how big, how little, but I diced it. This is sausage for after that we're going to fry up right before the beans are done. Then we're going to saute with these sausage some bell pepper, one medium bell pepper, 2 stalks of like celery chop, and a large onion chop. Then we have garlic here. We have 2 tablespoons of garlic. Then I have pepper, half a tablespoon of pepper in here, and a tablespoon of salt. Then we have your favorite Cajun seasoning, 2 tablespoons. Then I have a tablespoon of garlic powder and a tablespoon of onion powder. Okay, and this is olive oil to fry. We put in the pan first, 2 tablespoons. And we're going to move everything over here.
Alright, babe, while you move all those things over there, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little history of red beans and rice. Now, a lot of people think that red beans and rice is a Cajun dish because so much of the food culture in New Orleans does have a Cajun heritage, but it's actually a Creole dish. The red beans and rice came over from Haiti, and what happened was during the Haitian Revolution, it was a 12-year revolution where the Haitian slaves revolted against the French farmers, plantation owners. Can't remember exactly what it was they were growing, but there was a revolt, and many of the rich French whites migrated to other land territories that were held by the French, including Louisiana territories. So those French came over, and they're the ones that brought the red Caribbean kidney bean or red bean to Louisiana. And there's also a story as to why, a continuation of this, as to why we like to have our red beans and rice on Monday. And I'll tell you that in a minute once we get started over here. Alright, now it's time to get these red beans started, so let's go.
Okay. We get our red beans, you always unplug it.
Oh, you know what? I left out an important part to tell you about. We got up early this morning, and this is the whole reason or how you make creamy red beans is they have to be cooked slow and long. So this morning we put these beans into the crock pot, and I'll show you a quick clip right now of when we did that. Okay, so we just finished rinsing off our kidney beans. Now these are light red kidney beans. They're available in a couple of different varieties, but as long as they're kidney beans, you should get that New Orleans style red beans and rice flavor. So go ahead, babe, what do we do now?
Okay, now we're going to add our beans to our slow cooker, crock pot. Dump them all in there. Then what I do is I add water. Make sure your beans are covered. This is 6 cups here, but I'm going to get another 6 cups, so 12 cups in this crock pot. And this is 6 more cups. Then I just stir them up, and then I just let them sit in here. I turn it on high and let it cook, but throughout the day keep an eye on it for the water height. Make sure the beans are covered with water and stir it throughout the day.
Now I know some people do this by putting it on low and they leave it when they go off to work, but we're kind of a little bit afraid to leave anything on. We don't want to burn our house down, so we try to cook these whenever we are around so we can kind of keep an eye on it. Alright, let's go to the next step. Alright, we're a couple of hours into this cooking, and I'm going to go ahead and stir them and let you see how they're doing. Now, we haven't had to add any water yet. They're still covered, but you can see that gravy starting to develop, and the whole house is starting to fill up with that smell of red beans. Alright, so now you saw how we did that. So they've been cooking for almost all day, and now we're going to add them from the slow cooker into our main pot. Ooh, be careful, baby, that looks awfully hot.
Oh, it is. You gotta be very, very careful.
Ooh, that was dangerous. Kitchen is a dangerous place. Gotta be careful.
Let's let that go back in and cool off. Then you have to wash it later.
Ooh, they look good already.
Okay. Next, you're gonna add in all your seasonings that you have. Your salt and pepper, Tony's, garlic powder, onion powder. Just mix it all in there. Really good. Mix it up.
Alright, while you're mixing that, I'm going to finish my story about the origin of red beans and rice. So I told you that the bean came over from the Caribbean, from Haiti, and it was a Creole dish. Well, turns out New Orleans, it used to be on Sundays, it was a big deal. There was a Sunday meal, and it was tradition to have a ham. So every Sunday, the family and friends would get together, and they would, that would be the big meat day. I'm not going to go into details of how the meat came about, but it was pork. They'd cook a ham on Sundays, and everybody would partake. Well, what that would do is that would leave leftover ham on Monday, or a ham bone even. And as it happened to be tradition in New Orleans, and I don't know how this came about, is that Monday was laundry day. So all the women would do laundry, and back in these times, laundry was done by hand. So they would set up 2 big pots over what was probably just an open fire, or maybe a stove, and they would heat up 2 big buckets of water, and in one they would put the red beans, and they would slow cook, and you wouldn't have to do anything but let it cook all day long. The other pot, of course, was the hot water to do the laundry. So while they were doing the laundry, the beans would cook all day, and then they would add in the leftover ham pieces or ham bone to kind of season or flavor up the red beans, and it was served with rice, and you got the dish red beans and rice. That's how it was born. Now, we don't typically, I mean, some people still use ham, and I've even seen ham bones in some red beans and rice, but most of the time now you'll see it served with sausage either in or sausage on the side, sometimes andouille sausage, much like what we're going to be doing today with smoked sausage. So now you know why we have red beans on Mondays, because it's laundry day. And well, at least that's how it got started to be a Monday dish. In many restaurants, that's the meal of the day on Mondays, even now. So now you know.
Alright, next we're going to turn the fire on medium. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to start my sauteing all my onions, bell pepper, and garlic. And I'll put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the pan. Turn your fire on medium high. Now I'm adding all my seasoning, cut up seasoning.
Alright, while she's adding all of that to the saucepan and sauteing it, I'm going to tell you a little joke, because making these red beans reminds me of the time that Boudreaux, he was walking home from work, and it was his birthday, and he passed Camille's grill and he could smell the red beans and rice. Man, and that smell just grabbed him like a 500-pound alligator. He just wouldn't let go. He wanted it so bad. Now he knew that his wife Clotilde was going to be mad when he got home. They stopped somewhere to eat because she always cooked his favorite red beans and rice for his birthday. But he just couldn't resist, and he went in and ordered up a plate. And that was a nice plate of red beans, and even had the sausage on the side. And he sprinkled a little hot sauce on there and proceeded to just munch it on down. So when he's finished, you know, he's kind of picking up the pace on the way home, walking fast to hurry up and get home so Clotilde wouldn't know. And when he got to the door, sure enough, she met him at the door and said, "Honey, I got a surprise for your birthday." And she put a blindfold on him and said, "Come with me, let me show you." So she leads him into the dining room and sits him into his favorite chair that he always sits in with the blindfold on, and says, "Okay, are you ready?" And right then the phone rings. So she says, "Can I trust you not to peek while I go answer the phone?" And he says, "You know, Clotilde, I'm not going to look." So she goes and answers the phone in the other room. Now while Boudreaux's sitting there, he's starting to feel a little bloated, you know, starting to build a little pressure from those red beans that he had at Camille's grill. And so he kind of puts a little bit and takes his handkerchief and fans it away to the left. And then felt a little more and put and fans it away to the right. And so he was feeling better after he kind of released a little bit, and he could hear Clotilde in the other room, and was hoping that she couldn't hear what was going on, and she was finishing up her phone conversation. So she finishes, she comes back in the room and says, "Now Boudreaux, did you peek and see the dinner table?" And he says, "Oh no, Cher, I didn't peek." She said, "Okay, here's your surprise." And she undoes his blindfold and pulls it up, and everybody yells, "Surprise!" And there are about 10 or 12 of his family and friends for his surprise birthday party. Happy birthday, Cher! Hey, that's all I got. Alright, babe, so while I was telling that lame joke, what did I miss?
You missed, and I added all my seasoning in the pan, stirred it up, and then I added the sausage in and started let that saute with your onions all together. Just let it cook down.
Starting to smell really good in here, but that's, you know what, it almost always smells good in our kitchen. Now, babe, you know how I feel about green peppers, and if you ask me, those green peppers need to be cooked a little more, but you're a pro, so tell me.
Once it's dumped in this pot, it cooks a little longer, so it's going to even cook more. So.
All right, because I don't like to see green peppers. I like the way they taste, I just don't like to see them.
Cover them up with your red beans.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to turn my fire off. Then I'm going to dump this into my bean pot. Just push it all in there. And I take this pan, put it right here. Stir up these beans, add 6 cups of water to it. Take your spoon and stir it all up.
Now that's starting to look like the red beans that I know.
And it's going to cook down, make it creamy, creamy.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see recipes that call for squishing the beans and whatnot, but if you truly want creamy New Orleans style red beans, you cannot get around the slow cooking. You have to cook them slow, you have to cook them long. That's the tradition, that's what the Creoles did, and that's what we do too.
Okay. I'm gonna let these cook a little bit. Alright, time to check on my beans, and I'm going to add some bay leaves into the pot. 2, 3, whatever you think, just to give it a little flavor. And I'm going to stir it all in. Got about a half an hour more to cook.
Alright, our red beans are just about done. So now the last step is to cook the sausage, the bigger pieces that we're going to put on the side of the dish.
And use the same pan you fried up your seasoning in. You don't have to clean, just throw it in there and it gets the onion flavor from it. Put it on medium-high. Lay out your big pieces of sausage. You could cut it bigger lengths, round lengths, square, whatever, however you want to put it. And lay them down in the pan. Okay, the sausage are brown on the other side, and I'm going to start flipping it now. Get it nice, and you can leave it as long as you want, or not as long. We like it a little brown on the other side.
Alright, now the one thing that's missing that you're probably wondering about is the rice. We haven't shown anything about the rice, and we're kind of assuming that you know how to cook the rice without our help. We use a rice cooker where you just fill it up to the water line and the rice line and click the button. So we have the rice in the rice cooker. It's all ready to go. So if you're wondering when that's going to come into the show, we didn't show that, I guess. If you have any questions on how to do that, you can leave comments below the video and we'll try to help you out with that. This is what we're going to plate?
Yeah.
Through the miracle of modern technology, you just got to see the finished product before it's actually finished. But we're going to go ahead and close the show out right now. I'm sure those pictures were fantastic and mouth-watering. They always are. In actual real time, we're about to plate it up and eat a very late dinner with the family. But hopefully you enjoyed the video and enjoyed those pictures that you just saw. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below, and we'll try to get back to you. Give us a thumbs up. It means a lot. It actually helps us out and promotes our videos. Also, click the subscribe button so that you'll be notified whenever there's a new video, and you can be sure not to miss any of them. Yeah, and that's it. All I can say now is thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time. Oh, don't forget about the sponsors. Sponsors go a long way to help us out too, so there might be something up there that you're interested in or that you've been thinking about taking a look at. If so, check those out. That helps us out too. So we'll see you next time. So
Next time.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.